All right, let's talk about AI GPUs. You know, in this world, the newest thing isn't automatically the best thing. And today, we're looking at a really interesting choice. Do you stick with the proven powerhouse RTX 4070 Ti Super? Or do you take a bet on the new, super specialized RTX 5070? We're going to figure out which one is the right call for your AI setup. I mean, whenever a new GPU drops, your first thought is probably, I need to upgrade, right? But for AI work, it is just not that simple. This whole showdown between the 5070 and the 4070 Ti Super, it's really a clash of two totally different ways of thinking. And it makes us ask, what's actually important for deep learning? So, in one corner, you've got the RTX 4070 Ti Super. This thing is a beast from the Ada Lovelace generation, known for its sheer power and tons of VRAM. And in the other corner, you have the RTX 5070, a real specialist from the new Blackwell architecture, built from the ground up for a whole new kind of AI efficiency. So yeah, it's not old versus new. It's more like brute force versus surgical precision. Okay, let's start with the one thing every single AI developer looks at first: memory. VRAM. For a lot of people, this is the spec that matters most, and honestly, it's where the older card lands its first big punch. The RTX 4070 Ti Super comes out swinging with a really solid 16 gigabytes of GDDR6X VRAM. And look, when you're messing with huge language models or these crazy complex datasets, that raw capacity isn't just a number on a box. It's your entire workspace. It's what lets you really go big. And boom, right away, here's the catch. The brand new RTX 5070, it actually has less VRAM. It comes in at 12 gigs. And you know that 4 gigabyte difference? That can literally be the line between your model looting up or crashing. So that extra 4 gigs on the 4070 Ti Super, it's a huge deal. It means you can run those bigger models without having to make compromises. It means you can use bigger batch sizes to train faster. It's the freedom to work in high-precision formats like FP16 without constantly running out of memory. It's basically your safety net. But, okay, this is where the story gets really cool. The RTX 5070 has a secret weapon up its sleeve, a neat little architectural trick that lets it punch way, way above its weight class when it comes to memory. It's a thing called quantization. Specifically, it supports these new ultra-low precision formats called FP4 and FP6. The best way to think about it is like this. Imagine compressing a giant, high-res photo into a much smaller JPEG file. Quantization does pretty much the same thing, but for AI models. It shrinks their size by using a less detailed number format that's still, really effective. And here's where the magic happens. You can take a huge model that would never fit into 12 gigs of VRAM using the standard FP16 precision. But with the RTX 5070's built-in hardware support for FP4, you can shrink that model's memory usage by almost half. All of a sudden, that 12 gigs of VRAM starts to feel a whole lot bigger, doesn't it? And this is the key generational difference right here. Look, the 4070 Ti Super supports FP8, and that's great. But the RTX 5070's ability to go all the way down to FP4 and FP6, well, that's a potential game changer for efficiency. That is, if your model can handle that level of precision without losing accuracy. But the 5070's perks go way beyond just precision. The entire Blackwell architecture, it's built to be smarter, not just stronger, in how it actually handles AI jobs. So let me introduce you to the AMP, or the AI Management Processor. This is a tiny, dedicated chip right there on the GPU that basically acts like a traffic controller for all your AI tasks. The 4070 Ti Super, it has to rely on your computer's main CPU to manage everything. But the 5070, it can handle all that scheduling itself, which cuts down on overhead and makes things way more responsive, especially if you're trying to run multiple models at the same time. Oh, and the upgrades just keep coming. The 5070 is also packing faster GDDR7 memory. It's got more bandwidth for each core and a memory system that's been specifically tuned for AI. You throw in support for next-gen PCI Express 5, and you are looking at a much more modern, future-proof machine. Okay, so let's just put it all together. This chart really lays out the big trade-offs. The 4070 Ti Super clearly wins on VRAM and just the raw number of CUDA cores. No contest there. But the 5070, it takes the lead with its brand new Blackwell architecture, that game-changing FP4 support, the dedicated AI processor. And it does all of this while using less power. So which one is actually right for you? See, this isn't really about which GPU is better in a vacuum. It's about which GPU is better for the specific work that you do. So let's try and break it down into two simple profiles. Ask yourself this: are you a VRAM traditionalist? If your work absolutely depends on running the biggest models you can find at higher precisions like FP16, and you just need that raw CUDA horsepower, then the 4070 Ti Super's 16 gigs of memory is probably your safest bet. But if you're more of a forward thinker, if you're comfortable with really aggressive quantization down to FP4 and FP6 to squeeze out every bit of efficiency, and you value stuff like on-GPU scheduling for multitasking, then the RTX 5070 is your ticket to the future. You know, the source analysis we looked at really sums it up perfectly. It says the choice isn't just old versus new. It's a strategic decision. Do you need more raw memory today, or do you need the advanced low-precision tools that are going to define AI tomorrow? Of course, there's a lot more to this story. If you want to do a really deep dive, see more benchmarks, and get the full breakdown on both of these incredible GPUs, you can read the complete analysis over at bestgpusforai.com. We've dropped the link in the description for you. And that kind of leaves us with a big question, doesn't it? It's a choice that really defines how you approach AI development. Are you going to invest in the proven capacity that just works for everything right now? Or are you going to bet on the specialized capability that's being built for whatever comes next? The right answer? Well, that depends entirely on you.